In this video, I'm going to show you why today, October 27th, 2025 is a historic day in the stock market. Let's look at TradeWave. I have selected indices common. I am going to type SPX, S&P 500 index. I'm going to select all 97 years. And I'm going to select today to year end. Here it is. So take a look at the trend chart on the bottom. You can see that there's a sideways to down and a pivot point right there, which shows a low in the trend chart based on last 97 years. What is that exact date? That exact date is October 27th, which happened to be today. And the trend chart, the opportunity window is based on today until end of the year. We can see 73% of the years it's been positive based on last 97 years. But we can do much better than that. In the pull down for 97 years, I'm going to instead select the presidential election +1, which this year is one of them. These are only the years after a presidential election. Things change. Take a look. There is a sharp down coming, and then there is a bottom right there going up for rest of the year. Let's look at the bar charts. You can see that 1973 was a negative year for this date range, which is 10/27 till end of the year. And since 1973, every PE +1 has been positive. Lowest one was 1993 that gained only 0.4%, but still positive. The rest of the years were very positive. Look at 2021. Last PE +1 year was up 4.71% plus 0.94% extent, the light green part. So 2021 was pretty bullish for a 66-day period for S&P 500. So far this looks bullish from the trend chart standpoint, but there's a lot more. Let's go over here and select S&P 500 stocks. So that shows all of the opportunities and patterns that TradeWave found based on the last 10 years. And it's all of them from 3 days to 281 days. I'm going to type 0-66 because that's how many days left for rest of the year. So now these are all of the patterns that TradeWave found that are 66 days or less that start today or one of the days in the weekend. So how many opportunities were found? 225 opportunities were found. 224 of them were long and only one was short. So 99% long opportunities right there. Now, why is that so surprising, at least to me? Because I see these all the time. Let's look at some times that's not so bullish, and one of them was September. If I go to September, you can see I still have 0 to now. Let me just do a 30-day. 0 to 30 days. At the beginning of September, 49 opportunities were found. 57% of them were short. That's why this thing is red. How about middle of September? Look at that. Middle of September on 17th, and I'm looking for 30 days or less opportunities. 45 opportunities were found. 100% of them were short based on the previous 10 years. So it was very bearish in the middle of September. And when we come back to today, which all I have to do is refresh to come back to today. If I just say 2-30 or 0-30, it doesn't make a difference. Same thing happens. 141 opportunities were found, 140 were long. except I'm looking at 66 days. It jumps to 225 opportunities found, and 99% are bullish. So it shows a very bullish time, both on the trend chart and here, right here, on the opportunities that were found. Available opportunities are longs. They're not shorts this time of the year. So it's very bullish here too for S&P 500. And let's look at Wilshire. I haven't actually looked at Wilshire myself till right now. So I just selected 0 to 66 days for today. And look at the bottom. 718 opportunities were found. 709 of them were long. 9 were short. 98% longs right there. And that's for Wilshire, which is all tradable stocks in the United States. Now, I'm going to go back to S&P 500. We are 0 to 68. Let's take a look at the opportunities that they actually found. The top one is BlackRock, 13 days, 6.53% on TradeWave average, and 5.3% on average profit. So these are all great opportunities if you're short-term traders. If you're long-term traders, you can always increase this filter number. Here it is, 200 to 290 days, for example. And now I have all the long-term opportunities. I can sort by Sharpe ratio and take a look at the top one, Arthur Gallagher. 20% average gain. Sharpe ratio of 2.25, TradeWave ratio of 2.52. Pretty impressive. It's 276 days, going all the way to end of July. So here's a nice long-term opportunity that starts today. Fastenal, another one. Progressive Corp. Of course, you can take a look at average profits. Let's sort by average profits, see what we find. The top one turned out to be Supermicrocomputer. 243 days, average profit was 63% over 243 days. However, look at the Sharpe ratio. It's low, 0.61, means the size of these gains throughout the years was substantially different. May not be as ideal, but AMD is. AMD has more consistent long-term results right here. Axon. And you can see exactly how they are ranked based on Sharpe ratio or TradeWave ratio, whichever one you desire. I personally do most of my trading short term, except for long-term investments. 2-66, why not? As you can see, the list is huge. You really have to decide what it is that you're looking for. But I personally look at rank them by Sharpe ratio and TradeWave ratio. And for the ones that don't know, TradeWave ratio is pretty much like the Sharpe ratio, except that it includes the light green part as well as the dark green part for calculating the stats for this opportunity. That's it. This is why I think this is a historic day. You have just a sea of opportunities that you can jump on. Do your own research, find out which one works best for you, and try to do a profitable strategy with these.